I promise, you start doing those on arm day, you're gonna feel the burn, you're gonna feel that lactic acid build up, you're gonna really tear those muscle fibers down. Hey guys, I'm Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm gonna give you 4 ways to force your arms to grow, especially for us older guys over 50. It gets really tough. I understand the frustration, guys, trust me. So, everybody wants big arms. Enough said, right? So 4 kind of tips. I'm not going to actually show you specific exercises. This is going to be more of a high level video. But you need to pay attention to these 4 things because I guarantee you're not doing at least 2 of them, okay? Now before I get into those tips, just real quick, guys, we have a fantastic Facebook group. Please join it, all right? Click the link below this video. I am the supervisor, basically. I'm in there every day answering questions. Over 20,000 guys, all our age, and it's not just fitness stuff. I mean, we talk about nutrition, we talk about injuries, there's a bunch of funny memes in there, and every guy who's ever joined it post and said this is the best group I've ever been on in all of Facebook. Not just fitness, all the other groups, car groups, whatever it is. So please, it's a freebie, all right? Take advantage of free stuff. And then secondly, you're on YouTube right now watching this video. Help us spread the word, all right? Be sure and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then share this with some of your buddies, okay? All that really helps us. That tells YouTube that people like it, and they will recommend our channel to millions of other guys around the world. So those are 2 things I want you to do, all right, before you watch these 4 tips. Okay, tip number 1 might sound obvious, but I'm going to get into the details. You got to train your arms more often. And by training more often, another way of saying that is increase the volume, okay? So volume consists of how many reps you do, how many sets you do, and then how many times you hit your arms per week. So all that combined is volume, and you have to increase the volume, guys. Most of you all are probably not training your arms often enough, meaning times per week. You might only be doing them once a week, okay? And if you're only doing them once a week, then you really have to do tons of reps and tons of sets, all right? But instead of doing that, going crazy, I'll recommend you break it up into 2 arm workouts per week. But you still have to do a high enough volume in each workout, all right? And if you don't, you're just not going to get enough stimulus. You're not going to break down the muscle fibers enough to really force your body to overcompensate and build those muscles back bigger and stronger than they were. So volume is really key, and I bet most guys aren't doing that. Now, if you do break it into 2 workouts per week, make sure you space those out as much as possible. 3 to 4 days between workouts is what you're shooting for. You don't want to do arms on Monday and then do them again on Wednesday. That doesn't give your arms enough time to rest and regrow, all right? You need at least 3 days, especially if you're doing your arms hard. So volume is key. All right, number 2 tip, and that is focus on your triceps. Now, everybody likes to flex, and your bicep is what you think you're seeing as far as the arm's concerned. But really, this part down here, all right, all this mass is bigger than the bicep, all right? So having big triceps just makes your arms look bigger. Not when you're flexing necessarily, but when you're just kind of walking around just doing your normal deal, right? Just walking around in a t-shirt or by the pool with no shirt on. So guys, the smart guys at the gym, the guys with really impressive looking arms, do a ton of tricep work. So remember, bicep, bi, 2 muscles, tricep, tri, 3 muscles, okay? That's a good way of remembering which one is bigger. And so you need to probably do more volume on your triceps than you do on your biceps. So remember, your arms are 2 different distinct muscle groups, and they're opposing one another, all right? But you can train them both on the same day, and that's how I like to do it. Okay, number 3 is you guys should try adding more advanced techniques on how to do your exercises, all right? And this is kind of a different way of saying increase the intensity, all right? So there's kind of 2 ways to think about intensity. So when I say add advanced techniques to each exercise, try doing drop sets, rest pause sets, and supersets. Now, if you don't know what those are, I'm not going to talk about them right now. This is not the video to explain that. You can Google it, or you can watch some of Gary and my videos on this YouTube channel where we do those 3 advanced techniques. And in my Fit After 50 program, I actually have you do all of those in my phase 4. So the normal Fit After 50 program is 3 phases, 3 months. And then for the guys who want to progress and do the more advanced, tougher ways of doing these exercises, I do offer a phase 4. It's a separate add-on product, but I make extensive use throughout that entire phase doing drop sets, rest pause sets, and supersets. And guys, I promise you start doing those on day, you're gonna feel the burn, you're gonna feel that lactic acid build up, you're gonna really tear those muscle fibers down, and the more you tear them down, the bigger and stronger they grow back. All right, and the 4th and final tip, guys, is add more variety of exercises. All right, so you got to do the other 3 things too, but don't just do the same 1 or 2 bicep exercises every week and the same 1 or 2 tricep exercises. You need to add a lot of variety, and there's tons of different bicep and tricep exercises. There's a lot of them to choose from, and I would recommend doing that. So instead of doing, say, 6 sets of concentration curls and 6 sets of barbell curls for 12 sets total, all right, I would have you break those 12 sets up into four different exercises instead of just 2. All right, so that way you would do 3 sets on 4 different exercises for a total of 12 sets. Same thing goes with your triceps. There's lots of different exercises to do, and part of the reason that you want to add the variety in there is because every different type of style, all right, exercise is going to hit the muscle fibers a little bit different. It's going to call upon slightly different combinations of muscle fibers. Yes, they're all going to work your biceps, all right, you know, depending on your hand position and the type, and whether your elbow's behind your torso or in front of your torso and all kinds of things. They're all working your biceps, but they're working your biceps from slightly different angles. So you're putting more or less stress on certain muscle fibers depending on which exercise you're doing. And that variety is what really kind of confuses your body, all right? So you're using muscle fibers in a different way that you're not normally doing, all right? If you're, instead of just doing the same 2 exercises, you know, every single time. And that's what will help stimulate growth. Same thing goes with the triceps. There's tons to choose from. Like I said, right here on this YouTube channel, just use our search feature and just type in tricep exercises, bicep exercises, and you're going to get at least a dozen different videos from Gary and myself showing you tons of different exercises, all right? So add variety to your workouts, all right? Split your total number of sets up into more different exercises. You don't have to do 3 sets on every exercise. You might just do 2 sets, and you might do 5 different exercises just for your bicep for a total of 10 sets, all right? Variety not only engages the muscle fibers slightly different, it's also going to make you more interested in your workouts, all right? You won't be so bored doing the same thing. And I promise, guys, when you're not bored, when you're kind of interested because things are changing up, you will just naturally be more excited about the workout, and you will naturally put more intensity in it. And of course, all that adds up to better workouts. And that was kind of the part of the theory or thesis behind my Fit After 50 program. I mean, I went to great lengths to come up with lots of different exercises. I think maybe 70 different exercises in all of Fit After 50. And then not only do I have tons of different exercises, but I have you doing those exercises completely different. Even though it's the same exercise, depending on what phase you're in, I have you doing them differently. So sometimes I have you doing them in a circuit training fashion. Sometimes I have you doing them where you're just doing 1 set, rest, do the same exercise again, rest, do the same exercise again, rest. And then when you get on to phase 4, I have you doing drop sets and rest pause sets of the exercise. So I really mix it up. And part of the reason I did that variety that I put in there is literally to make my workout program far more interesting and fun, which means you're going to stick with it and get a ton more out of it. All right, guys, 4 ways to really force your arms to grow. And this is more important for us older guys. When you were 25, easy to make those arms grow, okay? Your body just worked better back in the good old days. Now we need every little trick in the book. And as long as you stick with it and never give up on yourself, I promise you will see those arms grow.